that we need, and so that when that future comes, you and I are well positioned rather, to take advantage of those opportunities. That's another outcome. And the next is that, which is very core to this year's program, is the post-summit training. Today is just one day event. That's just little you can do in one day. So what we have designed is that post today, so we have partners who are coming for the general session, so for the master classes, that are partners that will train us after today, for those who are interested. So we're going to, across each of the master classes, we have our partners who are coming, and they will start more like an appetizer, while the main course is when we come for the training. That's the extra value add for this year's summit, which was not there 2 years ago, because part of what the feedback that we received, and then we're doing this year. So that's another key outcome that we seek to achieve. And ultimately, is at the end of the day, by the time we've gone through this session, all of us here, we are well skilled, we are well equipped to harness future opportunities when they come our way. So that's the whole idea of the Catalyst Summit. And like I said, unlocking your next level of progress. I believe all of us here want to progress in our lives. Yes or no? So since all of us want to progress in our lives, this session is to unlock our next level of progress. So once again, relax, enjoy the sessions, very interactive, ask questions, participate in the games to win prizes as well, and also there's a lot to eat and drink, plenty. So don't worry yourself about that. Once again, you are most welcome to Catalyst Summit 2.0. Thank you very much.
Let's put our hands together for the convener of the Catalyst Summit, Mr. Shola Abiodun. All right, earlier, the pastor in charge of the International Headquarters Youth Church shared some tips with us, and it's important that we hammer on these tips once more. So he said,
your decision determines your destiny.
All right, and until you take the issue of your life serious, no one will take you serious.
If you don't have a picture of your future, you are not secured.
And he said, you must be a disciplined person in life to be successful.
And the last one says, it's what God reveals to you that will reveal to your world.
It is what God reveals to you that will reveal you to your world. All right. So, and like the convener rightly said, the theme for the second edition of Catalyst Summit is recreate, which means something has been created inside of you. All you just have to do is to refine it and then put it in the proper position for you to unlock opportunities, which is what this second edition of the Catalyst Summit is all about.
Okay, so right about now, we're advancing in the program, and then we're going to be bringing up our next speaker, and she's going to talk about positioning for emerging career opportunities, the 21st century skill set.
And to do that for us,
our first speaker is Joan De Jinodu. Joan De Jinodu is the founder of Career Life Nigeria, a senior HR professional and an author. She's a certified professional with a mix of generalist and specialist experience who supports businesses to achieve their goals through their people. Her strengths are in talent acquisition, performance management, employee engagement, organization development, and employer branding. Our social initiative, Career Life Foundation, solving UN SDG Goal 8, is aimed at reducing unemployment by helping graduates and professionals become employable and accelerate their career growth. With various awards won both locally and globally, our vision is to help millions of youths achieve measurable success in their career. Joan De holds the Senior Professional of Human Resources International Certification from the Human Resources Certification Institute, USA. She's an associate of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria and has a practitioner's license to practice HR in Nigeria. She's the convener of the Employability Fitness Program, an initiative aimed at helping young graduates overcome interview phobia and the barriers in recruitment processes through mentoring. She's a public speaker and is featured on various media platforms, including Bella Naija, She Leads Africa, Guardian Woman, Women of Rubies, and many more. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Yewande Jinodu. Our first speaker is...
Let's keep clapping till she gets here.
Let's keep
clapping till she gets here. She's surprising you. You were wondering where is she coming from. Let's keep clapping till she gets here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Okay, thanks for having me. No need to do any form of introduction. Let me just dive right into it. But before I usually start, I usually like to pray. So please, let's pray. Heavenly Father, the Ancient of Days, we thank you. We give you all the glory and all the honor. Be thou exalted in Jesus' name. Lord, I pray that as we start today, that your presence will be with us. For as many people that have come here with expectations, that the expectations won't be cut short in Jesus' name. I pray for everyone who is currently struggling with their career and looking for clarity. I pray, Lord Jesus, that you would reveal yourself to them in Jesus' name. That I won't speak through my thoughts or my experience, but that you will speak through me in Jesus' name. And at the end of it all, you will take all the glory. For in Jesus' name I've prayed. Okay, so I've been asked to talk about positioning for emerging career opportunities, the 21st century skill sets. So these are like two separate topics, but I'm going to try to merge them in one, and it's going to be in two parts. I'll first like to say that gone are the days that, if you're not a lawyer or an engineer or a doctor, then it seems like you don't have somewhat a future. Like those days are past. Like right now, regardless of the course you're studying, there are so many opportunities out there for you to leverage on. And so, like I said, it will be in two parts. The first part will be how to position yourself for career opportunities. That's part one. And part two will be in-demand skills for the 21st century workplace. Those are like the two angles I'll come from. From the few, I've been here since like maybe 9, and I feel like a lot of people here are somewhat students, young graduates, and mid-level career professionals. Am I right? Yeah, so definitely part one would help, and part two would help across various levels. So just to give a brief of background, you say, oh, I'm in HR. I didn't study HR in school. Can you guess what I studied? Can anyone guess if you've done your research? Zoology. So what do you guess I studied? I can't hear anything. Botany, okay. What else? Mathematics, very close, but not. No, okay. I actually studied chemical and polymer engineering. I studied chemical and polymer. So in reality, how does chemical and polymer engineering relate to human resource? It doesn't in any way. Just to show you the kind of transitions that are possible, regardless of what you studied. You're studying political science or botany, and you'll be wondering, zoology, how many zoos do we have in Nigeria? I used to look at them now, how many zoos do we have in Nigeria? So it doesn't matter. Anyway, the part one is, how do you position yourself for career opportunities? To give a brief of background to my story, because firstly people would ask, so before you ask, let me tell you, and it will give you a bit of flow to some of the points I've stated here. How did I move from chemical engineering to HR? It started from CWES, this 400 level IT compulsory for those that are in engineering, right? So I wanted, my dream was to be a design engineer, work in Shell, Chevron, you understand, I'll be earning in dollars and all those sorts. But then I now said, okay, what are the things I need to be a design engineer and all of that? I said, okay, to work in the oil and gas sector, I'll need to know how to like design pipes and those in the downstream space. So I said, okay, this consulting firm, teaches this thing. So I want to go there to learn this software. But it happened that when I got there was no space in the engineering department. So they just kept me on one side. Every day I'll come to work, I'll just be checking Facebook. And it was like, what are you doing? I'm waiting for the engineering department. But then it happened that because I wasn't doing anything, when the HR lady wants to go for interviews, I'll just, okay, let me follow you, let me carry paper and help you invigilate. And then one thing happened, she resigned, and then the new HR manager came and was like, madam, what are you doing here? Since you are not doing anything, come and be doing her work. I was like, engineering, like, no, you know the way these IT people will be doing, like, I want to go and learn this. This one is not, doesn't matter. But then he happened to study mechanical engineering from my school. He said, auntie, you don't have any excuse. I too studied engineering, I'm in HR, so you must do this thing. So, and I was coming from a place where I used to work in a factory. Every day you're measuring viscosity. The same thing, the same processes, it never changes. And so I was like, when I now got into HR, I realized it was different. If I'm not planning training tomorrow, I'm doing recruitment, you are laughing at the way people, different candidates come. It was just a whole different experience, and I actually enjoyed it because it was quite dynamic. Fast forward anyway, after NYC, I could not see the Shell and Chevron, even after finishing with a 2-1. And you know, I used to think that if you finish a 2-1, your life is stamped. So all the midnights, it still didn't come. So I'm like, okay, this HR that I actually enjoyed, why don't I try it? And I got an internship opportunity, and that was just the beginning to how I actually discovered myself and what came naturally to me. So the first thing I want to say, how can you position yourself for career opportunities? Number one, get clarity. Clarity is, you know, they say speed in the wrong direction is nothing. You are running. Probably you want to get to beggar, and you are going in another direction. Regardless of how fast you are going, you will still get to your destination. So it may seem like you are doing so much, but it's not actually adding value to your life if you are not clear. And how can you get clarity? Starting with like a SWOT analysis. SWOT is your strengths, your weakness, opportunities, and threats. For me, when I started HR, and I like to not just come and give you textbook, something you can read anywhere, it's something that you can relate to. I looked at myself. While in school, I was very active at fellowship, I would like to talk, and even in NYC, I was an ESCO, you know, managing people, organizing programs, you know, those ginger and all of that time. So for me, HR was just natural. So I looked at what are my strengths. It came naturally to me. And so I wasn't hell-bent on, I must go back. I tried coding. I stayed at Huawei at a point, data, networking. I wanted to do by environmental, like I tried different things. Today, my parents would be like, what's the next thing? I want to do this one. Before I actually landed in HR, I put my hands in so many things. So do not be scared or afraid to put your hand in many things. If you are looking for clarity and you want to know, what do I want to do? You might try it and be like, oh, I will be a terrible software engineer because I cannot even stand that screen and just be looking at black and white. And I'm like, even if you want to pay me a whole lot, I will be super miserable because it's not me. So how can you position? If you are clear on what you want, it's easier for you to position yourself well. For example, they say this is the line to go to, let me use destinations. You want to get to Yaba, you want to get to Oshodi, and you're not going to stand in Oshodi line when you're actually going to Yaba. You are not in the right position. So whatever actions you are taking will make sense. So I said clarity and do a SWOT analysis. Number two, sharpen your skills. Sharpen your skill. If you do not know how, go and learn. So there's something about being hungry. When you're hungry for something, when you have passion for something, it makes you go the extra mile. Sometimes I see people saying, I don't have time. Yeah, how do you do it? How? And I'm like, a lot of people will be like, I have a full-time job, a very, very full-time job that is very, very demanding. I have a family with children. I still do some all other things. Like how? I'm like, if it's something that matters to you, you would make time for it. Do I tell you that I have time? Okay, you've written a book. How did you do it? Like, where did you get the time? We have the same 24 hours. I used to be like a film freak. Now, if you see me watching film, it's very rare because this 24 hours is not even enough for me to even say, like, to even say I want to start doing some other things, because I make time for what matters to me. So if you have identified a skill that you want, go and learn it. If you do not know how to learn it, thank God for technology these days. There's absolutely nothing you cannot learn on YouTube. I feel it's laziness if you say I don't have money. You want to learn how to code. There's nothing that you can't get free resources online. And then in terms of practicing it, so if you want to learn, if you want to probably have the physical experience, so give me two people. You just come and tell me, I have passion, I have passion, I have passion. And someone says, I have done so and so course. Do you understand? I have a bit of knowledge to what it takes. I've not just done it physically. In both of them, who do you think I will pick? The one that has actually made an effort to learn. I feel his learning will be easier. I'm not saying you should have worked in First Bank. No, just the little things matter. So, number one, get clarity. When you know what you want, when you have identified your strengths, that this part works for you, and you want to now position yourself for those opportunities, then get those skills. I remember last year I was pregnant for my second baby, and then I realized that I wanted to position myself for more senior HR opportunities. And I looked at it. What can I do? I said I wanted to do a certification, an international certification. I think I was like 7 months. I wrote that certification 3 weeks before giving birth, and I passed. And people are like, and when I now announced that I had given birth, they were like, how? I'm like, I know what I want. It's not difficult. I think I even slept 30 minutes through the exam. I was really, really sick. You know, all those stuff. But I did the certification. I passed. And this year, I wanted something, and I got it. I paid the price. I knew how, as in I wanted to position myself. So, okay, what are the things I will need? Okay, when you do this, it may help you get better. I won't just go into, God, do it, pray, let my helper. When your helper comes, what do you have in your hand? You look at the Bible where they say, I think I was reading a scripture or something today that the prophet, the woman whose husband left a lot of debt for her, and then she said, what do you have? And he said, just an oil. She had an oil. So you were saying, God, do it, God, do it, God, do it. What do you have in your hands? It doesn't have to be one expensive certification. For HR, my first interview, I asked the guy, you wanted an HR intern that has a background in HR. People who had masters in HR interviewed with me. I said, why did you pick me that I studied chemical engineering? Why? He said, and during the interview, he was asking me some HR related questions. When I wanted to switch, I went to do a free course on Allison. Allison was free. I didn't have money. Unemployed graduates. Where would I see the money from? I went to Allison, did like 5 modules. I didn't finish it though. But I understood some little HR terminology. I said I've done course in Allison. Okay, what is recruitment? What is training? What's the difference? I answered him. I was like, And somebody so it was easy for him to take a chance on me, even when I did not have any related course. So what did I say? First one, get clarity. Second one, sharpen your skills. So this is still part one. The second thing is build positive relationships. Build positive relationships. You do not understand the value of networking and the value of having the right people until you begin to reap from it. You know when they say your network is your network, you'll be like, I'm tired of hearing that story. You have no idea. Somebody who probably is, Omo Babalowo has plenty, his father has money and you think he's rich, right? And you probably may not be that rich, but you have the right kind of people in your circle. You are somewhat as rich as that person. Let me tell you why. How can you build positive relationship? And it's not just about building relationship, positive ones, those that will add value to you. You actually have to be intentional about it. You have to say, okay, who are the kind of people I need in my circle? Who are the kind of people that, because I used to say that the opportunities that would actually pay you, the opportunities that have value, they are not out there. See, the ones you see on Jobberman, those are the ones that the salary, they'll be pricing you like crayfish. The real ones that will take you from level 1 to level 5, triple or times 4 promotion, it's in the hands of people. And so, for example, if I'm looking for something, do you think I would want to put it out there and have to shortlist 700 CVs and just make a call? How far? Do you know somebody? Can you recommend somebody? I know somebody, that boy that helped me do something that day. And straight up, the guy gets the job because somebody has said that this person has experience with him. So how do you build positive relationship? Be intentional about it. I think it was in early 2019, I said I wanted to have the right set of people. I shot my shot. I'm not looking for a relationship for any other reason, but I know why I want you in my circle, and I go ahead to get you in my circle. And it has worked for me. I've had access to so many opportunities that I don't even know how my name was mentioned. You're looking for some, it has to be here one day, it has to be here one day. I'm like, your name was mentioned there, your name was mentioned there. Prayer is good, but I have been very intentional about putting myself there, so that if you want to remember somebody, it's here one day you remember, right? The fourth thing I would say is, and while building positive relationship, put yourself out there. Speak up. And I think people will say, oh, my personality, I'm an introvert. I am an introvert. If you go to my secondary school, right, from where I did secondary school, if you ask about Yewande, they probably will not even know I existed. And I spent 6 years there. I did GS1 to SS3. They probably will not know somebody like Yewande existed. And even if I speak, they'll be like, Yewande is talking. Introvert rates by 1 million. But guess what? I came out of my shell because who introverted? This is my zodiac sign. This is who I am. This is who I am. All of us in our family were, I will not say anything. I will just keep it in my mind. Who that one help? Who? So when everybody is sharing, you'll be saying, you will not be the one complaining. While some people are thriving, you are the one complaining, don't mind them, it's man no man. Who say you should not go and do man no man there? Is it a sin? So when I say put yourself out there, they are having meetings. They are having, if you are working, right, you have an opinion. Instead of you to say, this is what I think, you just keep quiet. If they don't ask me, I will not say anything. How would you become visible? When they say building a brand, people think building a brand is only when you're on social media. Your brand should be you consistently in your workplace, in your school. So I can say from uni, a new year one day evolved. From university, if you go to everybody knows me because I'm always there. If I'm not planning one this, and I wasn't quiet anymore because I realized if you're an introvert, people will just keep on taking advantage and stepping you and all of that. So in uni, I came out of my shell. So I started speaking more and all of that. But the truth is, even while in uni, I occupied some positions that I probably did not even think, why would they even put me there? But because I'm someone that, I'm very outspoken. I had to become outspoken. I'm still an introvert. If I'm not at any speaking engagement on a Saturday, I'm probably at my house. The last time I went for a wedding was in 2019. Because almost all my Saturdays are booked to speak. So I'm one that likes to keep to myself, don't go out. But does not mean that if I am at a meeting, I will not be speaking when I should be speaking. Not because I want to show off, but because it is my opinion and I have to say it. What I'm saying is put yourself out there. Don't be like, let things go. Because if they are thinking of people to actually use for opportunities or recommend, how would they know that you have that strength if you don't show it? The Bible says if you light up a candle and you put it under a bushel, who are you helping? If you are actually sinning, because the Bible said go out and shine your light. God has deposited something in every one of us. Yours may not be speaking like this, right? I used to be very scared of an audience, by the way, but now it's like I've done this so many times. Yours may not be speaking. Yours may, in your accounting practice and maybe in your finance, your own ministry is probably to help people, ensure that their books are better and all of that. But you just keep to yourself. It's only if they ask me to post debit and credit, that's all. You won't say, okay, how can I become better? How can I become a financial advisor? How can I do more? Where they kept me, as I'm debiting, I'm crediting. Everybody is moving forward. Very soon, they won't need anybody to be posting for you. A machine will do it for you. And then you say, what is shaming? I don't have job again. Who sent you a message? So put yourself out there. Volunteer. Before I started planning this employability fitness program, I volunteered a lot. Even while I had a full-time job, I was married and I had children. My mom would be like, well, I'm going to volunteer there. I do one program. Why? I want to go and, because I knew that I was going to do something like that in future. It's not only, I wanted to learn from people who were already doing it. So I was part of their team, getting my hands dirty. So it was easier for me to do stuff like that in future. Right? The next one is, the last one, have an online presence. Have a digital footprint. So I was on a call with Dolapo yesterday evening, and he was, briefing me about today, and he was like, he was not telling me about his boss, who's probably is getting so many speaking engagements. He was like, I wish I could write. I'm like, do you think I can write? He said, I wish I can write like you. So I wrote a book, and I usually am very, on LinkedIn, I'm very active. And he was like, I wish I could write. I'm like, I don't think I can write. Number one, I study chemical engineering. Do you think engineers know how to write? It's maths. So for me, what made me study engineering? I love maths. I wake up, I dream maths. I had A1 in maths. I taught further maths in NYSC. People be like, how does a lady, people that teach further maths are only Ghanaians. Like, that's how much I love maths. Like, maths and further maths, I did it in WAEC, technical drawing, all of those textiles. So, writing, I had C6 in English. Even that C6 was with prayer and fasting. I think most of my summaries, I probably will have 15/60 or 5/30. The day I had 7/30 in summary, I was so happy. But guess what? Writing is not something that I was born with, because I used to separate my life that, okay, we are three. My mom had a background in English, so my parents used to write. So my brothers were the writers. He's a professional writer now, and digital. So I'm like, okay, that's his own head. My own is maths. So I never made an effort until I now told him something, that if you want to do something, you will build the skill. There's no skill that cannot be learned. I learned how to write. Not like I couldn't write before, but I learned how to be creative with writing. It doesn't come natural with me. I used to tell people that if you pay me 10 million naira to write for you, I won't be able to write. Because I'm not one that writes. I can't build writing as a career, because it's not a talent, it's a skill I learned. So writing is more of inspirational for me. Not that the moment, people have reached out to me, oh, I love your blog. I have a blog with over like 70 articles that I wrote over like a period of time. But when they say, I'm going to pay you per article, nothing will enter my head. So why am I saying with all this story? Building a digital presence, the first excuse people say is, I do not know how to write. It does not only mean writing. LinkedIn, how many people use LinkedIn here? No, not how many people have profiles that they went to go and put passport as if they're in prison. You see some people's LinkedIn profile and they'll be like, the people are not accepting my request. I now look at their profile. I'm like, how would they accept your request? You put SS3 passport, maybe looking like somebody that's... How many people are actually active on LinkedIn? Wow. So when we say active, what does active mean to you? You don't know? Engaging? Okay, so how many followers do you have on LinkedIn? Perfect. So, when I say being active, it means being engaging. So, there's this law of physics that if you do not put an action to something, it will not leave. I can't remember all those physics terms, but one of this law of motion, that if there is no force, it will not leave its position, right? So you're saying, I'm on LinkedIn. Every day I'm on LinkedIn. It's not that you are always checking. They are doing monitoring spirit up and down. This person has got a new job. Is it only them? This person has got, is it only them? Pepper them gang. They want to kill us. You, that you are wasting your data, what are you doing? LinkedIn is $10 billion that you do not know how to use. I've not even valued LinkedIn well enough. I've used LinkedIn so much that I've gotten doctor's appointments from LinkedIn. There's nothing I cannot use LinkedIn for. It just depends on if you want to make an effort. And people ask me, nobody taught me how to use LinkedIn. Sometimes I see people saying, come and do unpaid course. I'm like, I went online, right? When I wanted to actually start creating content, because I went for a training at Google, and they said there are two types of people: content consumers and content creators. Nigeria is a consuming country. That's why we keep getting poorer and poorer and poorer. We are not giving to we're not adding value, exporting. We import more. And so for you, in the digital world, it's the same thing. You are consuming content. Taoma has done video, you are laughing. Ha ha ha, she's getting richer. Dr. Chris, all these sellers, they are posting content. You want to use Instagram to distress. Who is getting richer and whose life is remaining the same? Let's ask ourselves. You think, they went to get equipment. Whose life is remaining the same and who is actually getting poorer? So for me, I said, okay, I want to stop being a consumer because I just go follow some people and I just make myself happy by following them. I want to actually add value. So adding value on LinkedIn and building a digital presence is one, set up your profile, engage on people's posts. Don't just be liking alone. Somebody makes a sensible statement. Say your opinion. Oh, this is what I think. But guess the way LinkedIn algorithm works. When you comment on people's posts, their whole followers sees it. Your whole followers sees it. So you are people, there was a time I commented on someone's post. I think in a day I had like 1,000 requests. Just because I made a very not okay, well done, clap, clap, congratulations, intelligent contribution, right? And apart from, building a digital presence, you learn something here, put it on Twitter, put it on LinkedIn. I think on Twitter too, before they banned it, I was super active. Because I'm not one that just consumes. If I have any thoughts in my head, I like to share. I love to share a lot. So you're in programs like this, you see something happen, something makes sense to you, rather than gobbling, why don't you share it with other people? That way, you are showing people your value. And for example, if you want to build a career in maybe finance, supply chain, whatever, when somebody wants a financial accountant, who would they think of? You. Even without you doing marketing, even without you doing lobbying, even without you doing anything. So this is like part one. Like I said, how do you position yourself for career opportunities? Number one, get clarity. Number two, sharpen your skills. 3, build positive relationships. 4, put yourself out there. Speak up in meetings. Who shy help? Who introvert help? Who that's how I am help? I'm a choleric, I'm a this. No, that's my DNA. That's how all of us are in your family. Sure, when they are sharing, it's you that will be doing jealousy up and down. And the 5th one, build an online presence. Have a digital footprint. So the part 2 that I want to say is, they said the 21st century skill set, right? So the second one I said is in-demand skills for the 21st century employee. I happen to work as the head of people and culture for a tech startup. And before I worked here, I've worked in another startup and various organizations in HR. And when you see HR people, you think HR is hire and fire. No. HR is helping the organization achieve value through the people. And so in my line of work, I settle a lot of conflicts. I'm settling one today. I settled one yesterday. Day before yesterday, I'm settling a lot. And I see some key skills that it will make people thrive a lot if they had these things. Not only, people focus on technical skills. I'm sure you have people that will come and teach you, oh, you need to code. You know how to code, you have technical skills, but if you do not have the right soft skills, you won't go far. You will only need technical skills for like the first 3 years of your career. Yes, I said that. I said what I said. That you can code, you can do debit and credit, I can do whatever technical skill I can do. It's only relevant at the beginning. Once you get to like 5 years and you want to start becoming a leader, technical skills won't take you far unless you are doing some other things by the side. So, the first thing I would say is skills that you need. Communication. Now, people say, people think that, oh, because I can speak English, I probably will not have that problem. So it's not me here one day is talking to. I pity you. I sit in interviews and I'm asking people questions. What's your name? And they'll be rolling eyes. And I'm like, who is toasting you? I'm like, the way some people, ladies especially, anyway, the way their body language is, and they'll be like, I'm like, it's woman to man. Why is your body shaking up and down? And she may have the right intentions, but does she even know? Communication is beyond what you say. It goes to what you are not saying and how you are saying things. So in the workplace, I settle a lot of conflicts that simple communication will help. You know that you are doing something. You have stakeholders. Not just working in a silo. It's me, my work, and I. There are people that your work depends on. And you say, I have done it. They should know. last will be okay. Anyway, beyond verbal communication, written communication, I see some emails and I weep. Simple, instead of you to pay attention when you're in primary 4 and primary 5, I think that's when they actually teach those English skills. I am. They'll put AM. And I'm like, like graduates, when you see them writing email, in my last organization, I've had to organize a training on business writing and email etiquette. If you are not lucky to have HR that wants to train you, last they will just sack you and get somebody who can write. Not like poetic writing, but simple grammatical writing and all of that. So verbal and written, beyond knowing how to have technical skills, these are things you need to build. Remember I said I'm not a born writer. I had to learn it. I've done courses on writing, on grammar, so that I know how to put it right. And don't be too shy. It's the one that knows that does not have problem that has the biggest problem. Once you've identified your problem, fix it. And I would like to advise you that you're in school now. If you don't take anything home, take this thing. Do not take for granted the little communication you're having with your fellow students. Broken money tonight. It be like, and I'm like, you do not know how it would affect you. At a point, you will not even understand what it takes to speak properly. For people who went to school with me, I made up my mind, I think it was in 200 level. If I do not speak well, okay, either I speak well or I do not speak at all. So from school, I was being intentional about speaking well. So when I get out of school, I won't be thinking, is it flabberwhelmed and overgasted? You know when people say I'm flabberwhelmed and overgasted, you just begin to make some mistakes. So my time is running up, so I've just run through problem solving and critical thinking. You are hired to solve a problem. I did not hire you because you are from my state or because I like your face. I will not pay you money. You are not my brother. I did not give birth to you. You are hired to solve a problem. So always ensure you are solving a problem. Number 3, initiative and proactivity. People are let go because they don't have initiative. They are just there. If I want to hire somebody that does not have initiative, I will hire an intern. Do you understand? So if you want to grow in your career, be proactive. Number 4, my time is running, so I would want to go fast. Research. If you are trying to build skills, like I said, build communication skills, build problem solving skills, initiative. Research. Researching is not just about saying you want to go and learn Premier League. You see, some people, they ask them football questions. They know when Ronaldo was born, when he scored all the goals. They did not watch Ronaldinho back then. They went to research because they liked it. So now, you want to do something, to go to the online and research and become an authority in that field. You are lazy. You say, I don't have time. It's not your village people that is following you. It's you. The last thing I said is, okay, this is like 1, 2, 3. The 5th thing is being tech savvy. We're in the age of technology. Forget the one you know. You will get to an organization that is another one they are using. And is it you that it will take you 3 years to learn technology? You should learn to be tech savvy. Different things. Not be like all these are grandmother's job. Come and tell me how they are doing WhatsApp. We are busy touching like. Don't think it's touchlight. Learn to be tech savvy. The 5th one is leadership. And the last one is emotional intelligence. And I would just like to round up with emotional intelligence. You know, this is a skill that people think that, you know, it's something that maybe we were not born with. You just have to learn. Emotional intelligence can be learned. It's about understanding self, managing self, and managing others. They say something to you, you are triggered. Do you know your triggers? Do you know how to manage your triggers? Do you know how to show empathy? You are the one that your mouth is running everywhere. I must say my mind. Leave me. Everything that is in your mind, you must say. The way it is, that's how I am. I'm very blunt. I pity you. I'm very, very blunt. I must say it the way it is. Even if I'm going to hurt your feelings, you will say it like that. Last, you'll be all right. I pity you. In the organization, you just see that nobody wants to work with you. Before you know, they'll just say, Madam, please, we'll find another person. So those are skills that can be learned, can be developed, and will definitely be of value to you when you're trying to grow in the 21st century workplace. Thank you very much.
Let's put our hands together for Joan De Jinodu. We just spoke on positioning for emerging career opportunities, the 21st century skill set. And just to highlight our main point, The first point she mentioned was that you should get clarity, and using a very common tool known as the SWOT analysis. The second is for you to sharpen your skills, build positive relationships, be intentional about building positive relationships, put yourself out there, build your brand, volunteer, have an online presence, have a digital footprint. And then she went on to the key skills that are in demand, which are
communication skills, problem solving, critical thinking. I'm very sure most of us here, when we're going to write our CVs, and then when they tell you what's your skill, you write it: critical thinking, problem solving, communication, team working. You know, we just have that list. And then, are we really doing this? Do we actually have the skills? And one of my friends, she was discussing with me, and she said that, Elizabeth, as far as I get the job, when I go for interview, they will definitely pick me. There's this courage, there's this skill. She has a lot of things in her hand that she can actually use. So I don't just want us to listen to this word. I want us to actually put it in practice. She said a lot of things, and I made a lot of jottings, and personally, I'm going to improve on myself. So I want us not to just listen, but to work on them.
All right. Please, I think it is professional and for your own growth as well that you follow her on our LinkedIn page. I'm sure she's on LinkedIn as Joan De Jinodu. Oh, sorry, my Joan De Jinodu. So follow her on LinkedIn. I hope you are not on 30,000 already, like me. So you can kindly accept our request, and of course, if not, you can follow her. Joan De Jinodu. Let's put our hands together for her one more time, please. All right, moving on. Our next guest speaker is here, and I'm sure she's really, she's ready to give us the very best. And she'll be speaking on unlocking career potential.
Our next speaker is Abiola Ojo. Abiola Ojo is a certified Clarity 4D UK business partner, a member of the Society for Human Resource Management, and a UK-trained public speaker with over 13 years' experience in training, HR consultancy, and business development. She has designed, managed, and facilitated training intervention programs on leadership, emotional intelligence, customer service, sales and marketing, effective negotiation, and various other areas for organizations in different sectors such as Union Bank, First Bank, Providus Bank, Guarantee Trust Bank, Stanbic IBTC Bank, First City Monument Bank, Microsoft Nigeria, MTN Nigeria, PZ Cousins, Federal Inland Revenue Service, Bureau for Public Enterprise, and various other organizations. In 2000,
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together as we bring up stage Abiola Ojo. Don't stop clapping. Don't stop clapping.
All right, good morning, everyone. Joan has set the pace already, and she's actually touched on a couple of things that I will be touching on today. And I just have 30 minutes to quickly pass my message across. My name is Abiola Ojo once again, and I'll be talking about unlocking your career potential. And when Joan started, she started by asking you guys to guess a course of study in the university. And when she mentioned chemical and polymer engineering, in my head, I was like, why is it that a lot of HR professionals, they never start out reading HR? I think my own case is actually a bit worse. So for me, I actually studied animal science. Yes. So I started out reading animal science, but I knew right from the onset that I wasn't going to practice agriculture per se. Joan talked about knowing yourself. And that's actually very critical. And I need us to listen and pay attention here. A lot of the things that I'll be talking about are things that I have actually experienced, and they are as practical as it can be. And I'll be sharing a lot of my experience as well. So knowing yourself is knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, knowing that thing that you're passionate about, knowing the things that you really do not want to do, you know, and then chasing that thing that is in alignment with where your passion, more or less. So right from school, I knew I wasn't going to practice agriculture, and I graduated in 2003, and that was when a lot of my colleagues, virtually everybody around me, they all wanted to work in the banking sector. And I've always, the way I am wired naturally is, if I see people going in a particular direction, and I see people running in that direction, I am wired to go in the other direction, because I am very curious and adventurous. So everybody wanted to go into banking because, yes, that was where the money was. So I said to myself that I wasn't going to go into banking, but I'm also going to make the same money and even make much more than the people going into banking. Another thing that I knew that I wasn't going to do was, I knew business wasn't it for me. So I'm not a businesswoman. So you can't give me something to sell, and you tell me, Bella, please sell this thing at 5 naira. And then I'll look at somebody else in the eye, and I'll tell you that this thing is going for 6 naira. So I can't. So for that reason alone, I knew business wasn't it for me. But I also knew that I'm very good at talking to people, and I'm good at selling, you know. And so I said to myself that I was going to leverage on my strengths. You know how it is when you are fresh from school and you are looking for a job, and you push out your CV and you go to recruiters like me, and we are asking you, how many years experience do you have? You are fresh from school, right? As if the day your parents gave birth to you, they gave birth to you with experience. So I know that that's the reality of the labor market. So, but I wasn't going to wait at home, sit at home, not doing anything about it. And that's the mistake that a lot of people actually make. You know, you expect that the opportunity will just come because you are very religious. So what did I do? I decided to volunteer myself in an advertising firm. Advertising is actually my first love. So I went to an advertising firm and I told them I wanted to work for them free of charge. And whatever businesses I'm able to bring into the organization, they should pay me a certain percentage of it. And that was how I started. And I was in that advertising firm for 10 months. And within my 10 months in that advertising firm, I bought my very first car. Yeah, so my very first car, now when you say, wow, no, my very first car wasn't a brand new car, and it wasn't a Tokumbo car. You know, it wasn't, so it was a Nigerian used car, but it could move me from point A to point B, you know. And the MD of that firm took my CV to my very first paying job. And he went to the other MD and he said to the other MD, you cannot help but employ this young lady. And that was how I got my very first paying job. Now, my first job was how much? It was 25,000 naira, and that was in 2004. A lot of my friends, my colleagues were already in banking, and they were earning about 120K. And some of my friends came to me and they said to me that, hey, Biola, why don't you just come into banking? I said, no, banking is not for me. They said, it's a lie. It's because, you know, you cannot even pass the exam. I said, eh. So I took it as a challenge. And then I decided to push out my CV. So I was in that advertising firm for 6 months, and then I got another job in an advertising firm. It was actually a referral, and I moved from earning 25,000 to 42,000. So it was while I was in the other advertising firm that I decided to push my CV out, and then I got an opening with a bank. But fortunately, I got another opportunity with another consulting firm. So, and the consulting firm is Workforce Management Center. So when I got my job, when I got my offer letter from this particular bank, what they were offering me was about 140-something thousand naira. And then Workforce, of course, the consulting firms really do not pay that much. So they offered me 62,000 naira. And I decided to go with Workforce. And that was how I started my consulting career. And I think that was the only time I ever pushed my CV out for any job. I was in Workforce for a year, and then one of our clients came and said, Bella, oh, would you want to work in another consulting firm, a well-known consulting firm, IBFC Augusto Training? And I said, okay, I wouldn't mind. And that was how I went for an interview with IBFC Augusto. And I was in IBFC Augusto for 2.5 years. And then Workforce came back again. And the MD of Workforce said, hey, Bella, I want you back to come and head our learning and development department. But you know, Workforce is a place where you work by force. So you work Monday to Sunday. But of course, it was worth it. So I wasn't sure I wanted to go back. And then he asked me how much I was earning. And he said, okay, Bella, I will double your salary. So he doubled my salary, but I still wasn't sure. So I went back to my MD at IBFC Augusto, and I said to her that, Ma, there is this offer that I just got from IBFC. It wasn't as if I was using it to negotiate. And then she looked at me and she said, hey, Biola, we don't want you to go. We would match this offer. Now, IBFC is a very structured environment. It's so structured that we were 4 people on the same level. So if they have to move one person up, they would have to move the other 3 people up. So because they didn't want me to go, they actually had to double all the other people's salary because of me. And then I waited. 3 months after, Workforce came back again. The MD came back. And he said, Biola, I want you back. And he asked me how much I was earning. And I told him. And he said, okay, Biola, I will give you 1.5 of what you are earning. So meaning that in 3 months, my salary had what? Almost quadrupled, right? So he made me another offer. But because he knew I wasn't sure, he called his best friend and he told his best friend to have a chat with me. And his best friend said something to me that stuck. And I say it to people. He said, Biola, in life, you need pain to grow. In life, you need pain to grow. When you find yourself in the comfort zone, you know, when you find yourself in the comfort zone, if care is not taken, you would actually stop growing. So I was in an environment where I was seen as a performer, and unconsciously, I stopped growing. So when he said that to me, I knew it was time for me to go. So I went back to my MD at IBFC and I told her I needed to go. And she asked me again, how much are they offering you? That we will match it. And I said, no, ma, it's time for me to go. And that was how I left and I went back to Workforce. I was in Workforce for 1.5 years, and then IBFC came back. And they said, hey, Biola, we want you back. And of course, this time around, when they came back, they gave me all the benefits that you could think of. A brand new car, a driver, a lot of allowances and all that. And I said to my boss at Workforce that it was time for me to leave. So, and my boss insisted that I needed to give him 3 months notice, even though my letter said 1 month. Of course, I gave him the 3-month notice. And then I went back to IBFC. And I was in IBFC for 4 years or 4.5 years. And in between, I got different offers, but you know how it is, especially, so, and I say this is very important for every one of you to listen. It's good that this is a program that is organized by a religious body. And you have to pay attention to this. When the time is right, you can tell. And God would actually speak to you if you are the type that listens and you are able to listen to God. You hear from God. So within my 4 years back at IBFC, different offers which I turned down. And then I was out of the country one day and someone called me and said, hey, we got your details from this particular organization. We're actually recruiting for a multinational consulting firm. We would want you to work with us. And I asked the recruiter a couple of questions. His responses I wasn't so satisfied with. So I told him, I said, you know what? I can give you someone's, a friend's CV that can do the job and do it very well. So, and that was how we ended the conversation. The recruiter called me back the next day and he said, the MD of this consulting firm would like to meet with you. And I don't know if you can make yourself available. So I said to him, okay, I'll be back in Nigeria on Monday. So you can tell the MD that I will make out time between 12 and 2 to see him, because I'll be out of the country again from Tuesday till the end of the week. And then when I came back, my conversation with the MD was meant to last for maybe an hour or two. We ended up having a 3-hour conversation. At the end of it, I said to the MD, there is someone that can do this job and will do it very well. So I gave them my friend's CV. 2 weeks after, they called me. The recruiter called me and said the organization insists that it has to be you. So I said to the recruiter, tell them that my friend will do the job and she will do it well. So he went back to the MD, and the MD decided that the country manager needed to meet with me. So I had a conversation with the country manager. It was going to be a 30-minute conversation. And at the end of it, the country manager asked me how much I wanted. So I gave a figure that I thought they would never be able to pay. A week after, they sent me an offer letter. And what they offered me was higher than the figure that I gave them. So I went to the recruiter and I said to the recruiter that, tell them that my friend will take half of this amount and she will do the job and she will do it well. So the MD and the recruiter went back to them. At that time, they were having their strategy session in America. The recruiter went back to them and said to them that this lady says that her friend will take half of this money and she will do it well. Guess what? They thought the money they offered me was not enough to convince me to come. Yeah. So what they did, 5 days after, they sent me a revised offer letter. Now the revised offer letter, what was in it was 40% higher than the initial offer that they gave me. And so when I got that offer, I went to my MD at IBFC and I said to her, so I said to her, I said, MD, this is my new offer letter. And then my MD looked at me in the eye and she said something to me that I will never ever forget. And she said to me, she said, Biola, I have always told you, there is no hard work that will go unnoticed. If I am not able to pay for your hard work, another organization will pay for it. And this is the organization that is ready to pay for it. So it's time for you to go. And that was how I left. I left and I joined the multinational HR consulting firm. And I was with them for 6 months. I was with them for 6 months. And 6 months into that organization, I knew I had outgrown the organization. So I said to them I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave to start my own business. And they begged me, they pleaded that I wait for some time. Eventually, I left in 2019. And in 2019, I started my own consulting firm. And my consulting firm is People Capacity Management. Last year, we decided as part of our strategy session to get some affiliations with foreign international companies. And then this year, to the glory of God, we actually started our own HR consulting firm in the UK. Now, why am I saying this to you? Know yourself, your strengths, remain focused. Remain focused. By the time I was leaving paid employment, the amount that I was earning was far more than my colleagues that started in banking, far more. Another thing that works is investing in your personal development. All the organizations where I worked, I never waited for any of my employers to invest in me. So every year, out of my salary, at the end of every year, guess what I will do? I will set aside about 40% of my savings to invest in myself. So I would always look for relevant trainings, both with locally and outside the country, that will take me to the destination, or that is in alignment with where I want to be. So every organization I worked, all my employers knew that the kind of investment that I was putting in myself, they couldn't even afford to give me that. So it was actually more like, we are happy to have this lady on the team. Another thing that you also need to do is, you need to envision the kind of future that you want for yourself. So ask yourself as you are sitting down here, what kind of future do I want for myself? Where do I see myself in the next 3 to 5 years? Not just the next 3 to 5 years. Where do I see myself in the next 10 years? Where do I really want to be? And then don't allow money to be a detractor. Don't allow money to be at the center of that decision that you're about to make. Because eventually, the money would come. Eventually, the money would come. There is always a price to pay. You pay the price now so that you can actually reap the reward of that price later. You also need to take out any form of negative thoughts, any form of negative thoughts. So on a daily basis, what do you do? Positive affirmations to yourself. Let me tell you what I do sometimes. I say to myself that, Bella Ojo, you are the best in your field. You are the best in your field. And then when I say that to myself, I'm not just saying it, but I also action it. So I look for things that will help me to become one of the thought leaders in my field. So you are backing it up with your personal development, and then you are saying positive things to yourself. You know the way the mind works. There is something they call the mind Google. The mind Google. And this is how the mind Google works. When you want to buy a car for yourself, the minute you decide on the car that you want for yourself, guess what would happen? You begin to see that car everywhere. And then you say to yourself, so people use this car? So this car, is this common? No, it's always been there. But suddenly there is something, your mind has now registered with that brand of car. Do you understand? And so the same thing happens. When you say positive things to yourself, when you say to yourself that you can do it, what would happen to your mind? Your mind will begin to throw instances of examples of people that have done it in the past and were able to achieve it. Your mind would throw up examples of when you've actually tried certain things and you succeeded. But if you fill your mind with negative thoughts and you say to yourself that I can't do it, it is impossible, what will the mind do? The mind would also begin to throw up instances or examples of when you've tried different things and you failed. So you have to keep thinking positive affirmations on a daily basis. Another thing you also have to do is you have to surround yourself with people that share the same ideology as you. Surround yourself with people that share the same ideology as you, Don't waste your time with time wasters. Ask yourself, the people that I spend the bulk of my time with, are they adding value to me or they are taking away from me? If they are not adding value to you, then it tells you that you have to change your network of friends. Also, if you find yourself in the midst of people where you are seen as the best, that is a warning. When you are seen as the best, you are a local champion, then you run. So a lot of times, deliberately, I keep looking for people that are far better than me because they are the ones that challenge you. So surround yourself with people that are way better than you. Look for a career mentor. Once you've identified your career goals and your plans, then you look for a career mentor, someone that can mentor you along that line. And then above it all, this is the part that is critical. Put God at the center of everything that you do. I don't know how else to say this, because the power of God in the things that you do, you cannot quantify it. And I say it every time. And I'm not just saying it because I'm standing here at a religious gathering. I'm saying it because I am a living testimony of it. You know, last year, everybody complained about COVID, yeah? Businesses went down, right? Last year, people capacity management, we doubled our income, even though we shut down in 4 months. This year, we've tripled our income from last year. And I can say to you that it's not because we are outstanding, we are just an average organization. It's because we enjoy an uncommon grace. Is that grace, is it for me alone? It's not. It's actually for everyone here. And I pray that the Almighty God would continue to help us in Jesus' name.
From the first speaker, a chemical and polymer engineering graduate to animal science graduate, and we can see the quality and the wealth of their experience. Please put your hands together for Mrs. Biola Ojo, who just spoke on unlocking your career potentials. Leave your comfort zone to keep growing. You need to know when to go so that you can grow. When the time is right, you can tell. God will speak to you. Envision the kind of future you want for yourself. Your community and company matter. Look for a career mentor. Above all, put God at the center of what you do. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together for Biola Ojo. That was a fantastic delivery. All right. While she was speaking, a mentor of mine, although a distant mentor, she probably would not know me or remember me anyways, but she's a distant mentor of mine, worked with one of our guest speakers who will be coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to recognize the presence of the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, Lagos State, Ms. Abisola Olusoya. Please, you can do better than that. I mean, she's one of the female cabinet members in the Lagos State Executive Council, and of course, one of the young people doing amazing things in terms of governance as far as Lagos State is concerned. Opportunity, like Yewande Ojo said, today is my opportunity. Let me remind you where we met so I can seal it up. You remember First Bank Agricultural Conference at Eco Hotel? And you said, I walked up to you, you said, we operated an open door policy. You remember? Not me. So, I know that the open door is not opened as such. But yeah, there's open door. So, you have come into my own door, so we'll talk. Please, let's put our hands together for the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, Lagos State, Mr. Abisola Olusoya. And to join me up here is this wonderful young man, our own Dolapo.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. How's it been so far?
Amazing.
I want to hear a response. How's it been so far? Awesome.
You know what it means? The first speaker said she studied chemical and polymer engineering, and you can't imagine the wealth of her experience. The second speaker, animal science, and they doubled the money. They increased it by 40%.
You know what really caught my attention when I came in was when I think the third speaker.
The second speaker, actually.
No,
she's second.
No, it's third. I was talking about the third speaker, positioning for emergent career opportunities.
Okay.
When she was talking about the fact that getting C6 in English was a miracle.
Oh.
You know, I was somewhere at the back, and I remember in those days when our result came out, and I saw C5 mathematics. Ha! It was like the old word, you know, it was like maybe A plus 1, because even till now, I can't deal mathematics.
Math is a battle.
I don't like calculation one bit. So it was a scale through for me. You know, but then I think that one of the things we need to understand is the fact that you need to know who you are, then build up on what is going to help you. Like she said, she cannot write to save her own life. But at the time she needed it, she needed to go and learn. She needed to learn how to do it. And now, she's earning a lot from that. And I know that as we're here, we're taking our time to listen to the speakers, trying to pick out one or two things for ourselves. And you cannot afford to go back home and not be a better person. That is the essence of this. And there is a lot more to come, so sit back and enjoy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So our next speaker.
Our next speaker is Prince S.J. Samuel. Prince S.J. Samuel is a serial entrepreneur, published author, and public speaker. He is the founder and chairman board of directors of Origin Group, an agricultural value chain enterprise with business interests in 4 continents. With experience spanning over 20 years as a top business and economic player, he works with a wide network of associates in adding value to the lives of people. Prince Samuel has also been involved in various aspects of Africa's agricultural value chain for over 2 decades. He serves as the President, League of Nigerian Professionals in China, and is also a member of the Nigerian-German Chamber of Commerce. He holds a first-class degree in Divinity and Philosophy from the World Bible School, USA. He is also a master's degree holder in Chinese history from Beijing Maman University. He also has an MSc in Divinity and a certificate in Chinese language from Shanghai Foreign Language University. He is a prolific speaker, teacher, and multilinguist. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Prince S.J. Samuel.
Don't stop clapping.
I think you should do better, actually.
Hallelujah. Thank you. I'm very happy to have come in when you were speaking. And I'm sorry I didn't join you guys early. I like being part of the program all through. But I was not able. Apologies. It's very wonderful to always be among younger people, and because they hold the key to the future. They hold the key to the future. From among us here is going to be the next governor, the next minister, the next commissioner, definitely the next Adenuga, the next Dangote, and Bill Gates. You can name it. You don't need to say amen. Oh. You just need to ask what those people did, and then it will work for you. I always like to start with something to put us together. So we're going to do fasted finger. And Dolapo will help me. And we'll read out the numbers. And we have quite a lot here, but I think it's going to be as fast as you can read it. The one that you can't catch, just read it fast, you drop it, and then pick another one and go. But meanwhile, as you're doing this fastest finger, I want you to remember one thing that you have learned from every speaker. Just one thing you picked from each of the speakers. Don't look for too many things, please. Just one. And how long do I have? 45 minutes. That's a long time. So, 30 minutes. That's still a very, very long time. But it's short to speak about the life of an entrepreneur who has done the same thing for 30 years. Over. Very short, but I will try. So, are we starting? Okay, so we have all the networks here. Fastest finger.
All right, so we're going to be starting with Etisalat. I'm reserving the best for the last. The last for the best. Come on. Etisalat, quickly. Etisalat users 43975 91085 27762. Who have it? Do we have anybody in the house? Just indicate. All right, another Etisalat user 91894 83185 06596. Then the last Etisalat user in the house 605 835 088 721 713.
Fastest finger. Who won this?
Do we have anybody? All right.
Oh, good. Raise your hand.
You won the 3.
Oh, another person. Okay.
All right.
Only 2 people.
Glow users, quickly. We have 5 Glow users. 40817 66203 45898. The second one 43975 90526 74866. The third one 43980 33937 33358. 57654 40616 44976. 40827 49313 22417. Do we have anyone for Glow? All right.
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma.
How many people got the glow?
Sorry. But no one is shouting since. Hey, Jay got one. Nobody don't load our card. MTN. Oh, if I'm not using all the MTN and others.
All right, we have MTN and Airtel. Are we ready? So it's going to be one MTN, one Airtel till we have it to the end. Are you ready now? We're starting with MTN. 1574 1016 5439 56385. Do we have anybody? Wow, put your hands together for him. First finger. All right, Airtel, quickly. Airtel, 1443-3548-0587-6915. It's too fast. You got it. Fastest finger. Put your hands together for her. All right, another MTN. We have 0538885708888174. Who do we have? I'll take it one more time. 05388851 088881744. Again. Bros. Somebody else got it. Usher, please collect his phone. All right. Airtel user now. 0945799368536680. MTN 7204-2559-6896-68752. All right, 0692, Airtel now, 0692-4366-0216-6441. Anybody? Oh, wow. I didn't get that, sir. Okay, Mountain Top Center are not here with their phones. I'll think about it. All right, MTN users 3629477949543272.
All right. How many of us won? Can you stand up? Thank you very much. Thank you, Dolabo. Thank you. Hello. All right. All right. All right. Please, can we stop this movement, please? It's just, I have the next just 15 minutes. Please, can we stop the movement? Just 15 minutes. For those who won, how did you feel? How did you feel? You feel great. You feel great. For those who didn't win, how did you feel?
Is it this one?
Oh, okay. You feel you could have done better. So it's different kind of expectation. And also probably is success is determined by several factors. Several factors. But I would like to start by defining what I think success is. Somebody defines success as goals achieved on time. Goals achieved on time. That's what success is. Before you can think of starting an enterprise or a business, well, I'm sure we all know the difference between an entrepreneur and a businessman and a manager, a business owner. They are all different group of people. But since we are not here to really lecture today, we are here to more or less motivate us to desire to succeed in everything we lay our hand upon. Be it working for someone, be it owning a business, be it starting a business, whatever it is, the critical point is succeeding or achieving success with what you do. So since success is goals achieved on time, it means that you must set a goal. The second is you must set a timeline. The third is you must know what to do to reach those goals. So I like this idea of why, when, how, and where. Most of us here want to be a business owner. But you ask people, why do you want to be a business owner? I want to be an entrepreneur. You ask them, why do you want to be an entrepreneur? And everybody's looking at you. Oh, I just want to make money. Oh, I can't find a job. Oh, I don't know. Oh, this, oh, that. Why? I believe that entrepreneurs are born. business owners and businessmen are trained and developed, and traders are everywhere, and employees can be anybody. But which one do you want to be? Do you want to be an entrepreneur, or do you believe you're an entrepreneur? Or you want to be a business owner? But whichever one you choose to be, I would like to say choose to succeed. Choose to succeed. You are currently in school studying a particular area and you want to be proficient or be a scholar in that area. It all starts with knowing who was the last person who scored the highest or who is the best in that particular field. You want to own an enterprise. It starts with, okay, what field? What are the areas that caught my interest or my fancy? Or what are my areas of gifting or my areas of talents? What are the things that I know how to do better? What are the things I'm ready to do for free without anybody paying me? What are the things I enjoy doing? What am I doing now? One good thing about, I find, with all entrepreneurs, including myself, is that all their life, they have always done trade. They've always created something. They've always innovated. They are always restless. Time will not permit us to describe in detail how to know you are an entrepreneur, and how to know you're a business person, and how to know you're a trader, and how to know you are better off perfecting the gift of others and making it shine brighter. Like Barnabas in the Bible. How many of us know his story? It's one story I love so much. A lot of people don't want to be a Barnabas, but it's a one great person to be like. So if I walk through this line, I ask every one of us, what's your goal? Every one of us probably have a goal. But I ask us, define how you can reach your goal. Most of us then begin to stammer. And I think that is where we should focus on. How do I reach that goal I have set for myself? Now, if it's a goal to own a business, or a goal to score or to have the best grade in school, or goal to finish as the youngest doctor, a youngest lawyer, and or to be the youngest professor. Whatever your goal is, as you sit here, all you need to do is to try your best to ask one critical question. And this is the truth. By the grace of God, I have set several businesses. I've made a lot of money, and I've lost so much money. But I think what have taught me most lessons are the areas where I have failed, not the areas I have succeeded. There was a particular year in my life where I lost 7 billion naira. And for years, I was down, completely down. And I think that is the greatest turning point of my life. And that's what they call... All right, whatever you say is good. But the point is, that is what is called failing forward. Now, I want to teach you or tell you about the only thing I learned from that situation. Hello. I want to tell you only thing I learned. And I tell you, over the last 8 years, this I think is the only lesson I've sharpened and sharpened every year. But I would like to put it in your hand. Every businessman, and I'm sure my sister here will tell you, or the commissioner, or all the people that have spoken today, how to go about the business, write a business plan, do a feasibility study, do a market study, do a sensitivity analysis, do this, do that, do a risk analysis, do a political risk analysis, do this, do all of these things. I know how to do them. I wrote a proposal once, and it took me to 5 biggest cities in the world just to do a feasibility study on a practical survey. Practical survey to bring the solution back home to solve. But I didn't do that one thing. I wrote one of the best proposals. I thought that, why can't we be having this problem? Why are we into importation? Why is this country this, that? I did all the best studies. I didn't do that one thing. And you know, if you are a very good entrepreneur, people put money behind you. How many of us know that? If you don't have money to run your project, it means you are not defined for that project. Sorry, it means you need to do more. Once your project reaches its peak, funding will find it, no matter how much is it. Let it be $10 billion. And you find that those entrepreneurs are never afraid of why or how they will fund their project. And that's why you hear them talking about crazy things. And they go somewhere and say, that guy is too arrogant. When they start talking like that about you, just know you're on the right point. Just keep going. If everybody understands you, you have not started. If your idea is not crazy, you are not yet there. So that's one thing. What is that one thing? If I ask us here, many of us will look outside us. What I realized I failed to do was I refused to be friends to those who have failed before. To succeed, you are better off studying those who have failed in that field than those who are succeeding in that field now. I didn't say you should not study those who have succeeded, but I know now, and I know every day I'm getting to know better, that studying those who have failed is a very good defining point for those who are already a success. If you are not a success and you don't know how to go before, tag along with those who are working very well now. You don't have to start your own business. I'm sorry. You don't have to start your own business. We'll talk about businesses and what they will become in the next 10, 20 years very soon. And that's why the best thing to do now is to sharpen your skill. For you guys that are below 30, please sharpen your skill to the greatest. Sharpen your skill. The rate of obsolescence of knowledge now is too fast and too high for anybody to think, I am a degree holder, I came out with the first class. Sorry. That thing you studied just 3 years ago has become obsolete. Just engineering, whatever you call the science, is become, yes, you know the fundamentals. But guys, things are moving too fast. So if your objective is only to make money, I'm sorry, you have missed the road. Because you'll be too focused on the money you are making and completely derail from how to survive and how to sustainably grow yourself. So I can plan anything. I can write all feasibility studies. But recently I found out that I can't plan for Mr. Y, Mr. Z, Mr. D, that tomorrow I will hand over a department, a unit of the business, some volume of business. I can't plan for his emotions. I can't plan for his decision to just wake up and say, I resign. I can't plan for so many things that he will do. I can't plan for his ideals, his ideas. I can't plan for it. And these are the guys that will run the business for you. I can't plan for the day he decides to wake up on the other side of the bed. And you know what? You can't succeed without people. And again, people define your success or your failure. Since you can't plan for them, what do you do? Recently, I've been studying somebody very phenomenal, who all of us may have heard of, Elon Musk. Elon Musk has beaten all scientific, financial, business datas. Only one man runs about 7 different businesses that are making the greatest success and wave in their field. One of them is rocketry, rocket science. And only him today has launched more rockets to the moon than the whole country put together over the whole world put together over the last 50 years. Only one man. Only one man reduced the cost of putting rockets in orbit from $1 billion to $11 million. One man. Can you imagine? $1 billion, $11 million. Is there any way to actually look at it? To put a payload, sorry, let me not go there. Okay, so this is it. One man came and took out these big 7 auto companies in the world and beat them hands down. Today, Tesla is over $1 trillion in market capitalization. All the auto companies worldwide are less than $300 billion. Hello, am I going too fast? Are we together? You want to do business, you want to make money. Yeah. This same guy, so is now doing what he calls Starlink, which means that in the next few years, all the telephone masts in the world will go down. And you will now be able to have data at least what he is proposing, which one of my companies is part of, is going to do minimum 100 Mbps. Minimum. You currently do about 15. I hope we are here together. You can really do. So imagine what one man has done. I ask myself, okay, so how did he get here? Hello? How did he get here? He learned the only lessons the greatest men in the world have learned. And that I would like to put in your hand. It is called self-reliance. Self-reliance. That's the lesson he learned. And that's why in the history of the whole world, I don't know, but the rate at which the guy reads books, the rate at which he reads books and the number of the books he has read and is still reading is phenomenal. So you meet some people, they say they eat 8 books per month, 10 books per month, 5 books per month. Guys are doing 30, 40 per month, and you're wondering, how do they do it? The truth is that you can't go any further than where you are until you know where those guys who have passed through that particular field, that subject matter, have said and done. Then you pick up from there, and that's what innovation is. Innovation is knowing what has happened before you and adding your own new idea to it, and then it becomes something fresh and new and phenomenal. That's what he did. So 2 factors. You can't plan for people, but you can rely on yourself. So you can't be motivated. You can't really build anything from in to out except you stop relying from out to in. So I say the greatest accident that any man has today is actually the challenge of image. Do you know yourself? Are you sure you know yourself? Why do you behave the way you behave? If anybody shouts or does something and you respond to it and emotionally you got angry and got out of way, you are not yet there. It's very easy to achieve great success. It's not difficult. I tell you, it's the easiest thing to do. But the first thing is the conquest of self. Conquer yourself and then build a new image that is completely self-reliance. Trust in God. Rely on the ability He has given you. Build yourself from within. And then you see yourself emitting light from inside out. So whatever field you have chosen, these are the fundamentals of it. This is a critical point that anywhere you reach, whatever things you want to do, you want to be a professor, you want to be a business owner, these are the fundamentals. The first thing is know yourself. Bring out the best of you from the inside. Know that inside you, I used to joke and it's a reality. How many of us know why we are born naked? Why you're not born with scale or feather in your body? Who can tell me? Quickly. You know why? Because you need nothing. Everything you need is already inside you. God created you to go and create. So God is so perfect. He didn't make mistake of putting feather in your body. Because you have to make the kind of feather you want and the color you wanted. How good, how beautiful. That's what we're talking about, self-reliance. So try your best to be the best in what you do. And success is goals achieved on time. So what is it? If I tell God I will wake up at 5 a.m. and pray, I will discipline myself to ensure that by 5 a.m. I am at that corner. The same corner, please, not any corner, to pray. If I tell God I will read a chapter a minute, let me make sure that I read that chapter a minute. And at that particular time. And that's how you build first the discipline of self, then it is emitted to others. You can't actually do to others what you have not done to yourself. You can't promise another person to be somewhere at 5 p.m. when you can't keep the promise of waking up at 3 a.m. So it all starts with you. Anybody who tells, it all starts with you. I tell people, the day I woke up and realized the whole world was created because of me, I realized that I have an assignment for the world. You don't know that? It is. The truth is that you wake up one day you were born. It is defined that the world was created. You saw it around. And then one day you die. The world has ended. The world starts and ends with you because you are the only one that changed in the space of time that exists. Hey, hello. So I'm going to America, I'm going to London, I'm going to China, I'm going to this. The only thing that changed between here, where you're going, and where you get to is you. Nothing changed. That place exists, it's going to remain there. Hello. Are we here? You are the only one that changed in your family. The day you came, they cook rice, everybody chop, dance, everything. Why? Because you came. You're going to change the face of things. You're going to change the world. That's why they were dancing. And then you now wake up and then they are waiting for you. The whole world is waiting for you. The whole world is waiting for you. So you bother complaining about Nigeria, complaining about the school system. Hey, every space you have, occupy till I come. Every space, every opportunity, every chance, occupy till I come. When he comes, he's going to ask for you. He won't ask for the whole world. Hello. When he comes, he's going to ask for you. When he knocks on your door, oh yeah, let's go back home. where you came from. Will you go with everybody? No, it goes with you. The world ends. So the question is, how would you be remembered? What would you be like to be remembered for? What is that thing you would like to do? Oh, I built the biggest house. Oh, I own the best car. What is it? And I think that should be what you should be driving and should be looking for. But again, like I said, success is goal achieved on time. Is there anything I want you to learn? Add to what you have learned today. Success is goal achieved on time. Man is in that space between you and your success. And largely, what any man admits to you is defined by your preparation and how much you prepare yourself. God bless you. Thank you very much.
So, Dolapo,
Yeah.
I heard something while he was speaking. He said something about feather, right?
Yes, feathers.
What type of feather do you like?
I'll be thinking of purple and white, to signify royalty.
Don't worry.
Since I'm a royal priesthood, what do you think?
Thank God the commissioner for agriculture is here. So one of the farms, you go there and feathers. And
How has farm and feather become the same thing now?
all right, ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together for Prince S.J. Samuel.
Please, if you are doing that, you should do it better.
We just spoke on the art and science of turning ideas to successful business ventures.
And some of the key points that we're able to pick, and I'm sure you also learned from this, is number one, know yourself and build yourself.
Set a goal.
Set a timeline.
You have to answer the questions of how, when, and why.
Then entrepreneurs are born, business owners are made, traders are everywhere, employees can be anybody.
Do you want to be an entrepreneur or a business owner? Above all, choose to succeed.
So who's the best in your field? What field or areas caught your interest? What are the things you know to do better? What are you doing now? What can you do for free? How many of us can do anything for free here? If you can render services for free, let me see your hands up. Are you sure?
It's a lie.
For free.
It's a lie.
You know what free is? No money.
Entrepreneurs always create something.
Then define how you can reach your goal. Answer the question, how can I reach my goals?
Key entrepreneurs are never afraid of how funding comes by.
And if your idea is not crazy and everyone understands you, then you have not started.
To succeed, study more of those who have failed in your field. It is a great defining point for those who are succeeding.
Then sharpen your skills.
Be self-reliant.
The challenge of image. Do you know yourself? Do you know why you behave the way you behave?
Achieving real success is easy. Achieving real success is easy. Start with self-conquest and build image that is self-reliant.
And very, very importantly, trust in God.
You can't do to others what you have not done to yourself. It starts with you.
Occupy every space and opportunity till it comes.
And above all, success is goal achieved on time. One more time, ladies and gentlemen.
Please put your hands together for Prince S.J. Samuel.
You see that all of the speakers, they're talking about opportunity. Today is my day of opportunity.
But why are you hammering on today's your day of? Are we not two here? Why is today your day of opportunity? Why are you self-centered?
Fight your battle alone.
Did you hear that? Deal with your issues. That's fine.
And like he said, it is about you, personal. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be going to the next section. And due to some conditions, our next speaker will be speaking to us all the way from the United Kingdom.
Our next speaker is Ihitaya Ogumola. Ihitaya Ogumola is a Nigerian social entrepreneur. Is the founder of Yotiva, a talent accelerator that helps graduates in sub-Saharan Africa transition from school to work through skill development, employment, and entrepreneurship. He's a technologist, a people development expert, an artificial intelligence specialist, a product manager, as well as an edtech and social entrepreneur. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ihitaya Ogumola.
I am super excited to be with you all. I am also excited about the opportunity to share my knowledge and my experience with you. My biggest expectation is that I give you great value for your time and the resources that you've committed to this session. Now, a little bit of information about me. I am a tech entrepreneur, a Nigerian by birth and everything. I lived all my life in Nigeria, and today I lead a technology company that helps people like myself and you move into the technology industry. My vision is to help create a continent that we can all be proud of, at least from the technology perspective. Now, let me start this by sharing my personal story. But I also want to mention that this is not for everyone. At least my session is for only those that want to achieve three major things. You want to access global opportunities. I mean, you want to be globally relevant. You want to, do more for yourself and do more for others. And you also want to win in the technology industry. I finished school in Nigeria so many years ago, 2010. And trust me, I was from a super poor family. The church actually sent me to the university. I got a scholarship called ALIEF. That was back then. I also studied a course that no employer was hiring for. So after school, I was unemployed for 2 years. 2 years looking for jobs. But I chose to do two things. I invested so much in myself. And the second thing I did was I got a mentor. One of my mentors in 2011 told me about the tech industry. The technology industry was really not a big thing, in those days. There was no Flutterwave, no Andela, there was no Utiva, there was no Paystack, no Piggyvest. It was quite very early. It told me about what was happening in the US, and it said those things would happen in Africa. So I should position myself for the disruption, for the change. So this was my first lesson, and this is the first lesson I want to share with you. If you want to smartly position yourself for great opportunities in the future, you have to be in the future today before anyone else. That's one golden principle. And how do you do that? You have to look at economies like the US, the UK, China, and India, of course. Look at what these guys are doing today, because maybe you like it or not, these innovations will flood the African continent in the future. So I started studying folks in the US, in the UK, in China, in India. That was how I got my mind prepared into the future. So let me talk about 5 major approaches to getting into the tech industry and winning in the tech industry. So let me talk about how to position yourself, for emerging opportunities in tech. These are my 5 major approaches. Number 1 is this: you have to own your great soft skills. Now, you were not expecting that, right? In the next 5 years, soft skills will be in demand more than anything else. Major studies showed that, unlike before, this emerging generation struggle with basic soft skills. So skills like presentation, communication, empathy, leadership, relationship building. You have to own these skills and be master of them. Now, second thing is that you need to learn tech skills that would get you into the industry. Focus on getting into the industry today. Skills like data science, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, design, product management, software development are major skills that you need to learn. The third one is that you have to be obsessed about tech of the future. Maybe you like it or not, technology disruption is happening. Last year, $75 billion was invested in AI startup. Global total investment from corporation in artificial intelligence was almost $68 billion. So if you're there and you think AI will not change the world, you need to wake up. AI, data science, cloud computing, blockchain technologies, Internet of Things, the metaverse. All these things will disrupt the future. So this is the best time for you to start to get obsessed about these things. So as you learn about augmented reality, blockchain, metaverse, get a mentor at home and abroad. Find someone who can help you see more than you can ever imagine. Find someone at home and another person abroad. Attend training, to continue to develop yourself. That's my number 5th, recommendation. Attend trainings every week. Make sure you are on one forum or the other, mostly global sessions. You can see many of those things online. They are free, on Eventbrite, on LinkedIn. Continue to develop your capacity. I mean, if you can take a course abroad, if you can go for your master's abroad, go for your master's. Look for scholarships. I got the Achievement Scholarship to do my master's in the UK. There's so many scholarships right now. Look for one. There's so many opportunities out there. Continue to really, really learn, because the more you know, the more you build competitive advantage for yourself. I would have loved to share more, but time will not permit. Thank you so much for being a part of this session. Keep connected. And I'm everywhere. If you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on LinkedIn. Just search for Ihitaya Ogumola. It's really a pleasure to be here with you guys again. Thank you and have a beautiful time. Cheers.
And that's Ihitaya Ogumola, the CEO of Utiva. All right, so for those who are interested in tech, digital skills and all of that, we'll be going into the breakout session later. And of course, the team from Utiva, all right, are here with us. And so during the breakout session, if it is time, if you are interested in tech and all of those things that Ihitaya mentioned, you can join the breakout session, all right? How has it been so far, the experience? Are you enjoying? Wonderful. Even the food service is wonderful, Abby. All right. Okay, so I just want to engage us. Can anyone just share, some key points, tips that you've gotten so far in all of the sessions? Wonderful, true. You want to come? All right. Please, let's put our hands together for her.
Good morning, everyone. My name is, good afternoon, sorry about that. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Victoria. Initially, I didn't want to come. I was like, let me just miss this program. Maybe I just follow up online or ask someone what they did. But at last, God brought me here. And since I came in, it was like past 10. I didn't come early. I'm not the first speaker speaking. That's Mrs. Joan De Jinodu. And she said a lot. She said something. Break out of your shell. My kind of life, I'm always the in-shell person type. Yes, I hardly come out. But today I've learned a lot. She said something. She said, come out of your shell. Associate with the right people. Yes, put God first. I learned a lot. And the second speaker, yes, that's Mrs. Abiola Ojo. Yeah, I'm right. She said, put God first. Don't allow money dictate what you are doing in life. In everything, meet the right people. I've learned a lot. I cannot say everything. I even wrote some, yes. I learned again that you should have good communication skills. And on LinkedIn, be very active. Because so many opportunities abound on LinkedIn. Both even business, financial, and non-financial. I learned that in everything, I should get clarity. I should be proactive, make my research clear. And God being on my side, I know I will remain the same again after the summit. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Sorry, okay. We have something for you. I told you earlier, we have gifts. Share your experience. You don't want to talk. We have a gift for you, man, just in a moment. Clap for her now. I know if I call you now, you want to come and talk, Abby. There's no gift for you. So the first session was on positioning for emerging career opportunities, the 21st century skill set by Joan De Jinodu. And of course, we had Mrs. Biola Ojo, who spoke on unlocking your career potentials. And then Prince S.J. Samuel, who spoke on the art and science of turning ideas to successful business ventures. And of course, the CEO of Utiva, Ihitaya Ogumola, and Creative World. So right about now, we'll be going into a short networking, session. Already we are hitting, beverage break and the like. So try to meet somebody. We did that earlier before. I might call you, and you get a gift. So try to meet somebody, talk to somebody by your side, somebody you don't know, and just network. If you're into business, you might get partners, people who partner with you and, to take your business to the next level. So that is what we want to do now. Thank you very much and enjoy yourself. We'll be right back.
Niger's favorite. Nigeria's favorite.
So refreshing, and I just can't get enough. I feel the magic, so you know we about to turn it up. My biggie, yeah, I got that extra fun. Ooh yeah, I love it, Biggie is my number one. Biggie,
Nigeria's favorite.
so refreshing, and I just can't get enough. I feel the magic, so you know we about to turn it up. My biggie, yeah, I got that extra fun. Ooh yeah, I love it, Biggie is my number one. Biggie,
Nigeria's favorite.
feeling so refreshing, and I just can't get enough. I feel the magic, so you know we about to turn it up. My biggie, yeah, I got that bass to burn. Ooh yeah, I love it, Biggie is my number one.
Niger's favorite.